Hello, hello, hello. Today I'm going to talk about this beauty. This is the Google Pixel XL. You may recall, if anybody was bothered to watch my review of its little brother, the Google Pixel, which I thought was a really good phone, and actually now that I'm holding and been using its bigger brother, I actually prefer the smaller one. But let's talk about this one. This I got on eBay. I got it at a really good price. All in all, it was $200, and it's in absolutely mint condition. This is 128 GB. Let me move this camera a wee bit, sorry. It's 128 GB. So the specs is a 5.5 inch AMOLED screen. It's beautiful. It's a 4 GB of RAM. The battery is 3450 mAh, and this one only has a single SIM. I'm just looking for the name of the processor because I've forgotten. It's a Qualcomm 821 processor. So of course this phone is not new now. There's the Google Pixel 3. I think this phone came out 2 years ago, maybe just over 2 years ago. And is it still worth looking at? Well, both the phone, this one and the smaller one, I would say yes. If you can get them at a good price, it's definitely worth looking at. The camera is main camera is 12 megapixels, and let me check for, I think it's 8 for the, yep, 8 for the front camera. Now this, like its smaller brother, this got updated to Android 9, so it's pretty cool. I like the look of it. Fingerprint scanner here on the back is really good. Of course, the usual volume rocker power button here. Now, a lot of people, they said this of if you read reviews or watch reviews, about the wasted space here on the chin. They were wondering what the heck, and maybe they've got a point, but I think I like the look of it, and it's not I like it, and I think because the screen is so good, that's why I like it. It's the resolution of the screen is let me check. Resolution of the screen, I'm just looking on here, is 1440 times 2560. So this AMOLED screen is just really a pleasure to look at. Let's go to of course I did Antutu for you, and you can see there, I mean, this has got a really good score, 163, nearly 164,000. So the score was really quite high for a phone that is a couple of years old. What have been any downsides of using this? What can I tell you? Battery. I would say that is the now it could be because this wasn't obviously new. The battery, I think, could be better, but again, this was second hand, so I'm going to just accept that the battery life it'll get me through the day, but we'll need charge by the time I'm getting home. So it's really lasting about maybe about 8 hours if I'm not using it really heavily. But I can obviously, of course, I can charge it wherever I am. So to me, that's the only downside of it. you might want to argue that you could have like all the Google Nexus Pixel line, that you could have the SD card. Yes, of course, it'd be nice to have that extra, but this has got 128 GB, so really storage is kind of like taken care of, no problems at all. Now I did see in some reviews that the body and the screen were easily kind of damaged, and I was worried because it's pretty slippery, just with this aluminium and this glass. It is quite slippery, so I bought just a cheap TPU plastic cover there, because it actually helps just to give it a bit more on the old grip here. That was why I bought it. I'm not particularly keen on these, but actually there's a clear one, so you don't really notice it. Of course, the still has the old headphone. It's USB-C. The camera, that it takes excellent. The photos are absolutely brilliant, and if you get the settings right, you get really good quality photographs. Video on both cameras I think is really good. I like the selfie camera, but even the video on the selfie camera I really like as well. So all of that is good, if you can pick it up for that kind of price. But again, maybe if you are looking, definitely consider the smaller one, because it's almost the exact same. The only difference, of course, is 5 inches. The screen is not as high resolution, but it's full HD, and because it's smaller, I mean, you're not going to notice the difference. It's still a brilliant screen. I just strangely, I thought I would like the bigger one more, and I do like it, but no, if it was a choice, I would have the smaller one. I wish I'd got it in the same nick as this one, because the smaller one had certainly more marks on it, but the screen was fine. And my brother, I'm going to give it to him, because he's looking for he fancies it, and I'm going to give it to him, the smaller one. So lucky him. This one I'm going to probably put on eBay and just sell, because I can't keep it. I mean, I want to keep it, to be honest with you. I want to keep it, but I can't. I want to buy something else, and so I need to get some funds raised. I'm looking to buy another camera, so I need to get some funds raised, so most probably it's going to go on eBay. And if you watched my review yesterday, I'm using that Freetail Samurai. I think it's I mean, for $88 it's pretty good, and this one I'll be able to make more money from. So what else can I tell you about it? Now, I put on the Microsoft launcher. I've done this in nearly all the Android phones I have had recently, and the Microsoft launcher I just really like. It's easy to use. It's pretty simple, but pretty functional. So it gets really good reviews. You can download it and try it. It's free, so don't be shy. I did put on this battery saver. Now I'm not sure what the name. Let's see, because of course it's a free one, so you do have to make get used to the adverts. I think this one, I'm going to put this on to saving mode. I think it did manage to get squeeze out a bit more life out of it. I mean, I think these save money. Save money. Save money. I wish these save batteries by just turning apps off and anything running in the background, which may actually turn itself back on again. So how much they're going to save, I don't know, but probably if it saves a wee bit, then good, that's fine, because anything is better than nothing. So anybody who's looking for a launcher, it's definitely worth trying the old Microsoft one. Any other apps? Okay, so if you're looking for a decent camera app, this one I've been using for a while. It's got pretty good reviews, and I'm sorry if I can show you. It's called Camera Zoom FX. It's pretty good. There's a lot of settings that you can, if you can. It gives you more of a choice. This was a paid for one, so it wasn't expensive. It's a really good app. I mean, the stock app is all right on the Pixel, but it could be. It is pretty simple. So if you're looking for another camera app, it's worth trying out. Of course, I put my Era reader on there, and I've got a lot of music on here, and I've been listening to music via my AKG, and sometimes with my AirPods as well. Sounds really good. Sounds excellent, and of course you have that 128 GB. Cool. You got loads of music on there, so nobody's going to be disappointed with this phone. Of course, now that the Google Pixel 3 is out, maybe in the next month or so, these will come down the price will come down even more because of the two models ahead of it, and it really is worth, in my opinion, my humble opinion, it really is worth considering getting. Now, will it get next year? Will it get an update to the whatever will be after Android Pie? I don't know, but I'm sure there'll be. If it doesn't get an official update, there's many people who will probably it will get its own ROM, and you'll probably be able to unlock it and update the Android version that way. So, but Android 9, what am I going to say about that? Well, I mean, as far as I can see, and I'm not really going into graphic details about it, but it looks cool, so it's fine. As long as it's working and not causing my phone any issues, I'm happy about it. But I don't think you're going to notice any difference between 8. Most users not noticing anything really much different over the last couple of versions of Android. But I suppose it's nice to have the latest version. And of course, this has the notifications here, like always on, which is cool. I like it, but so does the Samurai. It's of course, Samurai is an LCD, not AMOLED. What else can I tell you about this? Really, that is it. This is a couple of years old. There's plenty of more in-depth reviews about this. I've been using ES File Explorer a lot these days. Sometimes I get annoyed with it because maybe I should buy the Pro version. Flood I use for torrents. I think it's a really good app. If you can see it here, where is that green one there? I really. That's the one that I use the most. It's here. It's called FLUD Flood. I just noticed here that if you have one of these cheaper VR headsets, the real cheap ones that are like, a couple of pounds, less than 30 reals, this has Google Daydream, so you can put it in and you can do some see some basic VR stuff, and it's pretty funny, and it's quite amusing. And if you have kids, it's quite nice for them to see some of these videos where they're moving their heads around and they can kind of see 360. So this is obviously Google Daydream. I found another app the other day. Now, I'm not going to recommend to put it on your main phone or any phone that you do any banking, any financial stuff with, because you know, it's a free app, and you always have to be concerned about, you know, malicious stuff. But it's called Redbox TV. I will say no more about it, but I was quite surprised, and I got it from 1337x.to, and it works really quite well. You can maybe check it out on your tablet or something like that. That's my advice. There's nothing else I can tell you about this. Yeah, I like it. The screen I love, but surprisingly, as I said before, the smaller one I think is more suitable for what my needs are. The problem is with the smaller one, like anything now, is I'm getting old, my eyes are getting old, so a lot of times now I'm having to wear my glasses to look at things. So of course big screen helps in that way, but I don't know, I just really like the smaller version of it, and I might, again next year, if I have any money, I might at least look out for the Pixel 2, because there's no way I can afford the Pixel 3 at the moment unless it comes really drastically down in price. So that's about it. It's not really a massive in-depth review, but I think if you know, there's a lot of people, I believe there's a lot of people like me who fancied a lot of new phones when they came out, but really they're just too expensive. Not many people can afford to have two high-end phones. You're lucky if you can afford to have one, but after a while, of course, you can look out, and some of the phones that you'd fancied initially, they do come down in price, and then maybe then financially it is easier for one to purchase these. So that's what I like to do. If I missed it, it doesn't bother me that it was a couple of years old. If I really liked it and I missed it, I don't mind buying it. And ultimately, all of these gadgets, phones, etc., that I review, I can't keep them all, but I like to see them, and hopefully I can sell them on to people who appreciate them, and that I don't lose too much money. So this is why I just wanted to share that, you know, in fact, this is why I want to share most of my videos with you, so that at least you can get another idea of what to buy. So that's any questions, comments, etc., just at the bottom. I'll do my best to answer. Bye.